Hi guys, it's SimLicy here, so welcome to another speed build. So today I am building another family home, and this one is a little bit special because this family home is for a collab that I am doing with my friend Thomas TV. If you guys have never heard of him before, I will have his channel linked in the description, and I highly recommend that you guys check it out because he is an amazing builder and he puts out so many builds a week, and I think you guys would really like his channel. And I have collabed with him before in the past, so I was definitely happy to do that again, and I was really happy with this collab type that he recommended because we were talking about the different collabs that we could do, like a 50-50 build, and we had actually collabed on a 50-50 before where we split the lot like right down the middle, and then one of us did one half of the build and the other one finished it. And I've done other 50-50s where you split up, you know, somebody does the interior and the other one does the exterior, but this time he suggested we do a build battle, and I have never done one of these before. And so basically my understanding is we try to make the building as accurate as we possibly can to a picture, floor plan and exterior that we find on a website like, I don't know, Pinterest or some like other housing plan website. We found ours on Pinterest though, and then you guys decide who did a better job. So I will have a link to the house in the description, and I'll put one up here on screen so you guys can see exactly what the house looks like. And this website where the house came from is so cool because you can actually see like the full rotation of the house, and I will show you guys that here on screen too. And you can customize the siding, everything, the roofing, everything that you want to, so you can kind of see what different things look like. So if you guys are new to building, this whole like website is really handy because you can look at every angle of the house. It's super cool, and yeah, I highly recommend that you guys look at this website. I mean, if you want to, you don't have to, but I've looked at it before. This house though was really challenging. We had looked at another house and we both decided, since we were both pre-recording, that we would do something a little bit smaller. I found this house, and at first glance I saw the front and I was like, oh, it's a cute little suburban house. It'll be quite simple to build. And I think I was pretty wrong. It's a very complicated house. The roofing took me forever, and it was just a little bit different and kind of a struggle. So you'll see me mess with it for quite a while, and getting the proportions right was a little bit difficult because transferring a real house into The Sims, working with the grid doesn't always translate to a real house very easily, but I think I made it work and I really like it. And I was so happy to actually be able to fit the bonus room in the attic spot above the garage. I think that turned out so good, so I'm very excited to share that with you guys. Here I'm just working out the driveway, picking out the fences. I was really trying to stick to the original color scheme of the build that I was looking at. Here I was going to use this wallpaper that came from Seasons because it had this little piece on the bottom of that stone detail like the house I was looking at, but then I didn't really like the rustic nature of that paneling. It didn't really suit the build. So what I end up doing is go into the debug menu and I find these, it's like these concrete pieces with these stones, and I placed them everywhere. It probably was completely not necessary, but I wanted to see how it would look and possibly maybe do it for future builds or something. So you'll see me find them here in just a second. I don't show you guys me placing every single one because it was really time consuming and like really finicky to get them to place in like the exact spot I wanted them to. But these are the stones and they look pretty good. There's a few different varieties of them. I tried using the longer pieces, but some of them either had like a curved top to them. There was another one that had the straight top that would have worked, but you know, it didn't come in the right sizes, so I just used the smaller pieces and it actually worked out so well. And you may have seen me just place a little awning above the garage. I forgot to place it back because in a little while when I change the proportions of the house, I think I make it a little bit bigger, and I end up getting rid of it when I make the garage bigger, and then I never placed it back. So I might have failed the challenge because that is something that is definitely in the original house. I don't know if it qualifies me to fail, but I didn't place it back, and you know, I realized when I was editing that I didn't, and so instead of going back and fixing it, I just decided to leave it alone. I had already taken the screenshots, so if I fail for that reason, then so be it. But here I'm just working out the floor plan. Of course, this isn't my own floor plan. I am just going off of the picture, and it actually came together pretty easily. It's a 3-bedroom house and I think a 3-bathroom as well. But like I mentioned, there is that attic space above the garage. So if you really wanted another bedroom, you could turn that one into it as well. But I put a dollhouse and then also a foosball table so your Sims can play some games. And I had a little bit of trouble like decorating it, so it'll be fully decorated off camera. I mean, it's not really different than what you guys see. I just added like a couple of posters because it was kind of hard to do in build mode. But here you can see I'm creating the attic space. So I just use some of these, I don't know roof types, so I probably shouldn't just like try to describe this because I'm going to mess up terribly, but you guys can see what I'm doing. And it's open. Unfortunately, it does have the outdoor lighting because it doesn't recognize it as like an enclosed room. So it looks a little bit weird for that reason, but it's still super cool and I'm happy to be able to include it. And I think it actually ends up looking really good. Here I'm just working out the door situation, and I think this is basically it for the entire floor plan. And then here I decided to go into the interior before I finished all of the landscaping. I tried doing some of the landscaping, but I was kind of stuck on the picture and trying to make it look exactly like the picture, and then I decided that that wasn't going to be possible, so I decided to hold off and do that later. But here you can see I'm picking out the furniture for the living room, and for the most part I tried to follow the floor plan too with placing the furnishing. I don't know if that's part of the challenge. I don't assume so because not every floor plan or picture you find of a house has the layout of the furniture, but since this one did, I tried to more or less stick to it. It's not exactly, because of course you can't see the artwork and some things just don't really work, but I think it actually looks so cute, and I decided to use this orangey wood tone for the floors, and I just love the color scheme on this build. It's something that's completely different than what I would normally do for a color scheme, and I think that's why I like it so much, because I feel like it looks really unique, and since things don't match perfectly, I feel like it makes it that much more realistic and kind of cozy and homey, and I really do like it. So hopefully you guys will like it too. Here in the living room, I end up placing a cat tree, and then I also placed a food bowl and a litter box. So your Sims could definitely have a dog and a cat in here if you would like, but I was kind of picturing this family to have a cat, and yeah, I don't know. I didn't really think about the personality of the family too much since this was primarily about the house itself and trying to make it look as much to the original plan as I could. I noticed that the original floor plan had some tile in the entryway, and so I decided to add that. That I think is so realistic. I mean, my house has a little tile piece right by the front door. That way if you come in with dirty shoes, you're not dirtying up carpet, because unfortunately my house has carpet everywhere. Thankfully we're just renting though, so it's not like, I don't know. Well, I mean, if we owned it, we could just rip up the carpet and place wood floors, because that's what I would do. Actually, you know what I really want is that tile that looks like wood floor, because I live in a very hot place, so tile works the best because it keeps the floors cooler, and then they're easier to clean. I mean, it's very dusty where I live, so you can just go over with a mop really easily rather than vacuuming all the time. I vacuum so much, but wood floors are beautiful, and I think tile that looks like wood floors is so cool. Whenever I buy a house again, that's something I am definitely going to think about. But here I'm working out the dining room and the kitchen. I think this area turns out so nice. I was thinking about using, these ones that came from Jungle Adventure. I really liked the brown tone. It matched a lot of the brown tones that I was using in the furniture, but then I decided to match it to the orange tone of the floors instead. Some of you guys might not like this color scheme of the house, but I really do enjoy it. I think it works so nicely, and I liked using these more modern, nicer appliances. It looks a little bit updated that way, and then I used the tile that came with Parenthood. I use it in all of the bathrooms and the laundry room as well. I just decided to continue that, and then I put a little bit of clutter items on the counter. I was trying to not overly clutter up this build. I was trying to keep it a little bit more show homey. I mean, it's still cluttered, especially the kids' rooms, but that's just because I can't really help myself. But my idea was to go on a little bit less of a cluttered side of things. I don't know, I think it still looks lived in and homey, especially with that kid's lunchbox on the counter. I thought that was such a cute touch. Here I did have to use a little bit of a move objects trick to place that mirror where I wanted to. I could have sworn that way back in the day we used to be able to freely place mirrors on the wall, and then it changed at some point. I'm pretty sure that it changed because I think this was like a long time ago that we used to be able to do that. So I don't know, maybe my memory is mistaken on that, but I was thinking so. There I just quickly did the downstairs bathroom and the laundry room. Definitely very practical and realistic to have those there, but I used to live in a 2-story house that had the laundry on the first floor, and then you had to bring all of your laundry up to the second floor, and then I had another house that had the laundry on the second floor, so you had it right by the bedrooms. That is the best way to go. If you're gonna have a 2-story house, you might as well have the laundry room right by the bedrooms. That way it's easier to put things away. I don't know about you guys, but laundry is like my least favorite chore. I don't really mind cleaning the dishes or anything else, but laundry is not my favorite. But here I am working on the office area. I think that spot turned out to be so cute. And then here I'm just copying over the wallpaper and the flooring up to the second floor. And later on I do go back into the garage and I add a car from the new live edit objects that you can find in the debug menu. I found a car that I think looks pretty similar to the original floor plan, the one that they had in the garage too. I thought about including one in the driveway because I thought it would be cute for the thumbnail, but since the original one didn't have one, I decided not to. So here in the kids' bedroom, this one I imagined was like a teenager, and I followed the floor plan more or less of the original bedroom. I think the bed is in the same spot, but the other bedroom that I decided to make a kids' room, I didn't want to follow the floor plan because I don't like when beds are facing the same direction in a floor plan screenshot. I don't know if this makes sense, but I just don't like that. And plus I wanted to use a single bed, and the original one had a double bed, so that's what I decided to do. But I think that teenager's room turned out to be so cute. And then here I am decorating the upstairs landing area. The original floor plan didn't look like it had much furniture up here, and I definitely didn't want to do that because I wanted to make the area look more lived in and more functional too. That's why I decided to include a bookcase instead of a side table, because I decided that was a bit more functional. You could of course place a chess table there too. I mean, if you want to, but it's just a hallway, not that interesting. Here's the upstairs bathroom. This is the one that the kids would share, and I think it's basically the same layout as the floor plan was to the original one. And I put a laundry hamper in here so your Sims laundry could collect in here. And yeah, I think it's a pretty nice bathroom. I put a little bit of clutter on the countertops to make it feel lived in, but it's not very messy, especially for it being a kid's bathroom. And I decided just to go ahead and decorate the parents' one as well. I'm pretty sure the proportions of this bathroom didn't really translate to the floor plan of the original house very well, so this one I just decorated however I wanted to. And then over here is going to be the master bedroom. I really like the way this room turned out. At first I thought I was going to not really like that there was this whole wall of no windows, and personally, if I was going to build this house without following the real house, I would have put a bunch of windows, a lot more than this house has, but for decorating, it actually works really nicely because you have more room to put furniture and artwork and stuff. So I decided to put a vanity table, and then they have a walk-in closet, and I was really happy about this because that's not always something I think about doing. I mean, every once in a while I'll put a walk-in closet, but I was really happy to do it here, so I used a bunch of these clothing racks and a dresser and a mirror. I thought about using the clothing displays that we got from Get Famous, but they're a little bit too fancy and gaudy to use in this type of suburban home, at least in my opinion. I don't know, I love those items so much. I love the coat racks, and especially the shoe rack I think is super cool, but I wish we would have got a version that was a little bit more toned down. So I hope we get more in the future. But here I am decorating the kids' room. I think this room is so fun and cute. I add just a bunch of toys and random kids decorations, some posters on the walls, and some kind of like sports related stuff. So maybe this kid is in sports, I was kind of thinking. So I used that lamp and the sports clutter, and I was kind of inspired by an apartment that I did recently. I think that will go up before this build. I don't know, I'm doing so much pre-recording, so things are kind of a mess in my head. I have notes of ideas for builds, and so many of you guys gave me a lot of really good suggestions. A lot of them though were builds that I would want to spend more time on. So I have your guys' build suggestions written down, and I will definitely be working on them once I come back, because I think some of them were such great ideas. You guys can always give me build suggestions, by the way. I am definitely always up for new ideas, and if I can make them happen, I will definitely do that. But here I am decorating the attic space. So as you can see, it's kind of hard to decorate in here because the roofs are in the way. And so when I was in live mode for taking the screenshots, I decided to add a few more posters, but I put a dartboard in here. I thought about including that hamster cage. I thought that would be pretty cute, but then I was like, well, then the hamster has no window, and I thought that was kind of sad, so I decided not to. So a dollhouse and a foosball table. I also put a toy box in there later on and a stuffed animal. And then here on the back patio, I have a outdoor dining table, a barbecue. These trees, you didn't see me place them, but I do end up getting rid of them. So I decided just to, I don't know, I really struggled with landscaping. I was not exactly sure how I wanted it to look. Here I thought about doing a concrete pathway going to the back of the house, but instead I just put a little square there so it looks like there's a little concrete step from the back door. I thought that was kind of cute. And then here I am starting with the landscaping. I put a car in the garage. I'm so happy to have new cars in the game. I think they're so cool, and they're so handy for making builds look more realistic, and it doesn't bother me that they're not functional. I'm just so happy to have them as decoration. I know a lot of people really want functioning cars, and I think that would be nice, but I'm not too worried about it. I more just want more decorations to put in garages, like bicycles. I would love our Sims to be able to ride bikes, but I really just want to be able to place a bike in a garage, especially in apartments, because I feel like that's so realistic if you live in the city to ride your bike to work or something. Hopefully, I would love that. Here I'm just starting to place the plants, using a lot of these debug plants again. I'm probably going to do this maybe forever. I don't know. I love them so much, and I think they make landscaping so much more realistic, and it blends into the surroundings so much better. This is why it's like my favorite update, because this is something I've wanted forever, and I've probably talked about this way too much in every single build that I've done recently, but I am just really so happy with it, and it makes builds a lot cheaper too, because all these plants cost 0 simoleons. There's a few like kind of glitchiness with it, because I think your Sims will walk through certain objects that are in the debug menu because they're not meant to be used as build objects, but I don't really mind that. But something I have noticed with the plants that kind of bothers me a little bit is the edge of the lot when you're in live mode kind of looks like there's a gap in between it and the world. There's a little bit of a glitch, and it kind of breaks the boundary. If you guys know what I mean, maybe you'll be able to see it in some screenshots, because I don't edit my screenshots when I take them, so I don't try to make it disappear or anything. I don't know if you see it in here, because I try to hide it. I mean, I don't try to take a screenshot of it. Maybe I will and share it on Twitter or something, but yeah, that's the only thing that I think bothers me. But I think this is basically it for the landscaping. Mostly, I mean, I'm just placing some bushes. I kind of struggled with that side of the house a little bit, and I do a few flowers and stuff, and then I also go in and add some terrain paint in the back just to make it look like it's a little bit worn from like the walkway to the deck to the swing set. And I thought about placing a pool, but I think you guys could definitely place this on a bigger lot if you want to. I think this one's a 30 by 20. And so yeah, if you wanted a pool and things like that, I think that would work really nicely. But here I am just finishing up the landscaping, adding some terrain paint and things like that. But we are coming up on the end of the video, so definitely do not forget to check out Thomas's half of the video so you guys can tell us who you guys think did the best job of recreating this house in this build battle. There will be a link to the original house in the description too, so you guys can get a closer look. And also don't forget to check out his channel in general, because like I said, he's an amazing builder and he's a really nice person too, so I think you guys would definitely really enjoy his channel. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and please leave any comments or suggestions that you have, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye!
Been longing for a friend, apart.